Okay, I'm just going to do a quick little demonstration on how to um, go through a file and read it. So let's click back here. Um, okay, so um, yeah, so to read from a file, the first thing you would need is to make a text file. So you can do that in Notepad if you want, or you can even do it from within the environment here. If this is your project, you just say right click it and say new untitled text file. And once you do that, you can then give it a name, maybe something.txt, type a few things in it and save it. And there you go, you have a text file. So just to look at the one that I'm dealing with right here, this is the text file. Random animals, I guess, words. It's to read from a text file is relatively simple. What I do is I make a file object. This is the same way you would make any object. Like you could make a scanner, scanner input equals new scanner, bracket, bracket, and you give it an argument in the brackets. Here I'm giving it a string with the name of the text file. And as long as the text file is not in the source folder, it's just in the root, you can see how words.txt is not inside of the src folder, but it's just below in the project, the root directory of the project. You don't then need to specify a file path of where to find it. So that's the first thing you have to do. And as it says here, this is from the default location. If you want to make a subfolder, you can then just specify the subfolder and then the text file's name, but let's just keep it simple. Another thing you can do is see if the text file exists. So, after you've made this file object, it has an exists method which returns true or false. If it's true, I'm just printing out a message here saying that this file, and then I put quotes around it. That's what the backslash quote is, if you remember the escape sequence. And then I use get name. That's a method from the file class as well. I just say it exists. Otherwise, say no and exit. Couldn't find and just exit. So that's kind of like the first step. That's kind of optional. You don't really need to do that. You can just, but it's nice to just confirm that the file is indeed there, at least the first time. Then you make a scanner. You can call it input, just like it's getting input from the keyboard. Here I just set it to be null. I'm just kind of declaring a variable, but it's currently null until I construct it. And then I can try to construct it because it might not be found. So you have to put it in a try catch. Eclipse will help you do that. If you just type this, it'll say, do you want to put it in a try catch? And it'll wrap it with this structure. But I'm going to try to construct a scanner object using the text file, which is this file I made up here. And to loop through it and output everything, I can just say while, do a while loop while the input has next line. And that means it has another line to read in of text. Here I'm just going to say, well, if it has a next line, let's read the next line just like we would from the keyboard and store it in a string variable called line, and then just print it to confirm. So it should print everything that was in my file when I run this. And it looks like it did. So if you remember, those were the words that were in my file. And here it's just saying from my initial if statement here, the file did exist. So it said words.txt, which is this thing here, exists. So pretty simple for reading from a file. That's kind of like your first step in working with files. I'll post the sample code to Google Classroom as well.